always start clean hands.
Okay.
I take a tiny little bit of the Krytox and I squeeze out onto a fingertip. I then am very gently just going to run it around until I get a slightly silvery sheen on it. I don't want too much to build up. If I have too much, it could cause a problem and leak. So, I've done one. We have a total of 3 probes. So I will do the next probe. And I'm just making it where it's got a slight shine to it.
Yeah.
That is enough lubricant to keep the O-ring from catching when it goes in. Okay? Now, there is an order to installing the probes and deinstalling the probes. And the order is going to be the smallest probe to the largest probe. Okay? So that is all. So, this is the largest probe that will go in last. Then the PHORP, conductivity temp. The first probe that we put in is going to be the dissolved oxygen probe.
Dissolved?
Dissolved oxygen.
Okay.
So, if you take a look at the probe, it has a coaxial connection.
Yes.
And then it also has an optical connection. So, it can only fit in one way. So what I do is I see the slot, and I see there's a little hole right there. Do you see that?
Yes.
That hole is where the slot lines up with, so that we can put in the Allen key that holds it. So once I've physically put it into position, then I'm going to take this Allen key out, install it here, and very gently. No force should be required, or if it requires force, then it's cross-threaded. I'm going to take this, I don't want to tighten it all the way down. All I want to do is tighten it until it gets past the threads. If I tighten it all the way down, it can get stuck, and then you would have to buy a new probe, a new bulkhead, and it's expensive and unnecessary. So all I'm doing is taking it till it's just past these threads. Okay, it will go much deeper than that, but there is no reason to do so. Can you see that?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The next step is that I need to make our electrolyte solution. So I'm going to take water, I'm going to fill it to this edge right here that goes around. I'm going to place the cap on it. Then we shake it. To expedite things, you can shake it for 2 minutes.
Okay. 2 hours.
2 hours. 2 minutes.
2 hours.
2 hours? Okay. So the next while you're shaking is, again, this has 3 pins and 3 sockets.
Yes.
3 pins,
Yes.
3 sockets. So I have one with 3 pins and 3 sockets and one with 2 pins and 2 sockets.
Yes.
So I put it in the one with 3 pins and 3 sockets, rotate till it sets in, and I tighten it with my fingers only. And I make sure it's not cross-threaded. Do not at any point use a tool to tighten it. You will strip the threads. So, see how it's seated perfectly flush? By hand.
Yes.
This tool is used for removal, only to loosen, never to tighten.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Because when it's been in nasty water and it may get bound up, so you may need this to loosen it, but never tighten with it. Any questions?
No question.
Okay. So, the next part is, this is a shipping cap. This comes off and gets disposed of. Never use again. The next step is that I have to put a gasket on to keep the electrolyte that we'll put in the cap in place. You will only replace these every 2 membranes. You get a total of 3 per package of 6.
Yeah.
Pay close attention to see how shiny this is. See how shiny this is. Once it's been used for a while, this will get, it will corrode and turn black.
Okay.
When it turns black, this is wet dry sandpaper. This is enough to do 1. You will need to get some wet dry sandpaper, 300 grit. Okay? And you will have to polish it until this looks like this. You want to take a picture of it brand new so you know what it looks like?
You want to take a photo? Okay.
Got it? Okay. So now I have to put my gasket on. And I'm just going to work it by hand until it gets past the threads. Once I get it past the threads, then I'll be able to take it the rest of the way with the membrane cap. But it has to be all the way around on the threads. Very good. So then I'm going to take a membrane cap. I never push down, I rotate it on the threads. If I push down, that will stretch the membrane and make it not good. So, only pressure is just to set it on the thread. I have to let the thread do the work of bringing it down. Does this make sense? Do you understand? See, it's not enough on that, so I have to push it down because it didn't have enough to grab a thread. Okay, that should be enough. Let's see. Yes. So I'm going to set that gasket till it's all the way tight. And now I'm going to remove this. And are you done shaking?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to fill this cap with the electrolyte solution that you've just made. I'm going to fill it to the bottom of the threads. Tap out any air bubbles. Want to take a look? Just to the bottom of the threads.
Okay.
Can you see?
Zoom in, ห็นไหม?
Now,
Okay.
I hold this just like this. So it's straight up and down. I push up and I tighten. A little bit of liquid should leak out. That means it's in. I tighten just by fingers I do not push up, I only rotate,
Yes.
and that is installed.
Okay.
These two probes can be dry. They do not have to be wet. The next probe always has to be wet or moist. If you wanted to deploy without this probe in the dry season, it is okay. You would take one of these caps, just like this, you would insert it, and you would turn it until it is seated flush so that water cannot get into the bulkhead fitting. And I have to turn it with my fingers until it is fully seated. Okay? That's if you don't want to run with PHORP. If you do want to run with PHORP, we take this out. And we're going to put the probe in just like the others. The first step is I have to take this cup of KCl electrolyte at 1 molar. 1 molar of KCl. I remove the probe. I place it in, rotating loosely until it fits. And again, we're going to turn it by hand until it is fully seated. This probe is now assembled. Now, I will take this, I will pour the electrolyte into here. I will put this, oh, we're missing one thing, one moment.
Okay.
This is an extension ring. This is an amplified probe. When they first made them 20 years ago, they didn't have amplification. With the new ones, they have amplification, but the probe is longer, so we have to use this extension ring. So the first thing I do is I bring the O-ring down and around everything. And I'm going to put the O-ring on first time only, just like that. Then I'm going to put my ring on and tighten nice and firm till it's flush all the way. Now I can put the storage cap on. And this is how you would have this probe stored for deployment.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, to calibrate the probe, or to put it into position, if we're going to deploy the probe, I would put this on and tighten. Now, every 2 weeks or so, you would take this off. There will generally be dead bugs, parts of critters, organic debris, and algae. And you would rinse this thoroughly with water until it looks like it does now. Remove all dead biomass, all organic materials. Then we would calibrate. Now, we're going to actually calibrate this probe today. So I'm going to store the KCl electrolyte in this cup for now. This is for when it's in use on the pH probe in storage. This is to keep it closed when we're not using it. So there's our KCl. So, we're going to store the electrolyte, the sanding disc, the remaining membranes in here, and keep this for when you need it for the next time. This, I'm just putting the cap on. I will store it. There is an extra Allen pin in case you were to lose this one. And I'm going to store the Allen key and the lubricant in with the extra O-ring. No, in here. I can't fit it all in. So that has an extra O-ring for here, 2 plugs for if you need to remove the probes, the Allen key, the Allen pin, and the lubricant. In here, with the gaskets for the dissolved oxygen. In here is a different plug. This is for the DO probe. It's different in that it's smaller and it doesn't screw in. It gets pushed in and then the Allen key holds it in place. This tool, good catch, thank you. Those are extra O-rings to go around the part of the probe that goes in the bulkhead in case it ever has a leak. You look in the bulkhead, make sure there's no moisture. If there is, replace the O-ring. This is used to clean for conductivity and salinity readings. You would push this in and out about 10 times and then go to the other side and repeat about 10 times. If you look inside of the probe, there are small metal contacts that measure the conductivity and salinity. So this is very important. Okay? This just goes over the head of the probe cap when it's not in use to keep it from corroding. Any questions so far?
No question.
Now we're going to calibrate. We're going to need to have power to the instrument.
What's
So let's pause the camera.
Get that up.